What is up, guys? Aiden here from loshtv and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be talking about something, well, that's kind of common knowledge, but not so much. The horrors of Blumhouse has become a fixture at Halloween Horror Nights over the last few years, and this year seems no different at all. However, there are so many different possibilities for the properties that can be featured, and in today's video I will give you a few that I believe can potentially be inside of the horrors of Blumhouse this year. Now, we have discussed Halloween Horror Night speculation quite a bit this year so far, whether it was the Horror Night Nightmare speculation maps or the just us poking fun based on how past events were laid out. And we do have videos based on those if you guys do want to go ahead and check them out. However, in this video specifically, we will be discussing the possibilities for one haunted house and not the entire event. However, before moving forward in this video, I feel like as if I need to reiterate that this is just speculation and none of this is confirmed or official at all unless it is announced by Universal and Halloween Horror Nights. Okay. Now that we have that out of the way, let's start off with the potential reason that you clicked on this video, Five Nights at Freddy's. If you didn't know, Five Nights at Freddy, or FNAF for short, is a horror-based video game that was released almost 10 years ago, back in 2014, and just a couple years ago, Blumhouse picked up the movie rights back in 2018, and now, just a few days ago, actually a day ago, by the release of this video, Blumhouse and Universal has officially announced the date that this movie will be releasing in theaters and streaming live on Peacock same day, October 27th, 2023. Now, what does this mean for HHN? Well, if we turn back the clock to last year, a friend of the channel, Ethan Hershaft, recorded this at Blumfest Orlando 2022.
How we begin that process every year is Blumhouse comes to us, Universal Pictures comes to us with here's what we think we want to expand on in how we want to communicate that this element exists, and we have the ability to look through that and decide what we think would be great in the event, what we think would adapt well. I will say, I'm a fan of Five Nights at Freddy's. My son, who's 17, grew up. He is an encyclopedia of Five Nights at Freddy's. Literally knows the entire backstories, because I know there's all kinds of branching agents. So, yeah, I mean, it's exciting that it's going to get adapted in that medium. Back to what we're talking about with ways to expand the video game franchise into alternative mediums that not only pay off the fans that have loved it for years and years and years and years, but also bring people to the table that are completely unaware of what a Five Nights at Freddy's entity even is.
Now, of course, Michaelo saying this does not confirm nor deny the fact that this could potentially happen this year, but it does not remove the fact that they know this property is loved by the fans, and it could potentially bring a brand new set of eyes to the property and to the event. This can be a game-changing property the same way The Walking Dead was, the same way Stranger Things was, the same way American Horror Story was. This can be a game changer for the event. And now, yes, this doesn't mean much. However, with the movie releasing in October of this year, this can truly be the catalyst to bring it to the event, especially with the potential of The Last of Us coming to the event based on the speculation maps. It would just make sense to have two video game-esque horror properties at the event together. Now, it's been unheard of because we've only ever had one video game property, and that was way back in 2013 with Resident Evil. So I think this would really be a genius idea by Universal, especially with how hot both of these properties are right now. And just imagine seeing it in the horrors of Blumhouse alongside something else. Oh, it would be great. But now, moving on from Five Nights at Freddy's, we will go into another set of films that will also be releasing this year, those two films being The Exorcist and Insidious. Both of these films focus on the supernatural aspect of horror and have both been featured at the event in the past and were both favored properties. Now, with that being said, I'm not going to talk much about both of them. However, as of the recording of this video, we currently do not have any information about the movies that will be released this year, besides the fact that, well, they're going to be released this year. So we can look forward to that at least. And bouncing from those movies that will be released this year, let's talk a little bit about last year's Blumhouse movie releases that could potentially be used as well. And of course, the first release that we will be talking about is Megan, which was actually on the speculation map along with Insidious. So it will be brought up for the fact that it was featured in the Horrors of Blumhouse on that map. And I feel like it would be fun to see. However, I don't think it would be the best idea to have Megan featured at the same event as Chucky. And I say this because they're both killer dolls, and granted, we have had 2 slashers at the event. Like, we've had the Texas Chainsaw Massacre and Halloween way back at HHN 26, but granted, those were 2 different types of slashers. They were not the same. This is 2 killer dolls, and you can't go off the route with saying one is mechanic and the other one is plastic, but still, I feel like these 2 together won't mesh too well. And well, since I mentioned him already, the other film that was released last year that could probably be featured is Halloween Kills, or something from that Blumhouse Halloween trilogy. Now, it will be way too soon in my opinion for Halloween to come back to the event, but then again, you never know. This could be something that is featured at the event because its popularity by the name alone. It's crazy when you think about it, how popular Halloween is. The line last year always was over an hour, and it's just because of the character Michael Myers himself. It's so popular that it can always bolster a very long line. And now I know that there's a bunch of different things that can occur when it comes to Blumhouse, and I don't think I can mention the Horrors of Blumhouse without saying The Purge. Granted, there's not a movie coming out this year, but it's a simple concept that they can place into any haunted house or street, and well, either way you put it, it will make you scream. And I'm sorry, I couldn't pass up the opportunity to mention one of the biggest heartbreaks that I've ever had when it comes to Halloween Horror Nights, but sometimes that's just how it goes. You never always get the properties that you want, and it does break your heart, but I will say one thing, I did really enjoy that Purge house, even though it was supposed to be Scream. It was really fun to spot out all the Scream Easter eggs. But those Purge masks were really cool. And I do feel like we need a standalone Purge house in Orlando, but I feel like no one's gonna like it. I don't know. But alas, like I said, there are so many possibilities for Blumhouse at HHN this year, and I would like to know what you would like to see if you were to create your own Horrors of Blumhouse haunted house. Me, personally, I would love to see a good balance. Something along the lines of Five Nights at Freddy's mixed with Megan. I feel like both of these properties together would be so cool to see. Both of them are killer animatronics, and it would have a fantastic combination that could lead to a house that has both puppets as well as live actors. Mwah. It will be gorgeous, and honestly the sets would be really cool too. You have the different buildings that were used inside of Megan when it comes to either the big corporation meeting for the meeting, or you go over to Five Nights at Freddy's and you already have Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria. It will look glorious. Another killer 1-2 punch in my opinion could possibly be Insidious and The Exorcist. As I stated earlier in the video, this is a perfect mix of these supernatural aspects of horror. Just imagine seeing the different ghouls and demons from Insidious along with Pazuzu and Reagan. Oh, it could be amazing and potentially one of the scariest things ever made by Halloween Horror Nights. And when I say that, I'm not even kidding. I still have tremors whenever I think of going through Insidious by myself, or when I went through the Horrors of Blumhouse, the first iteration that was basically just an Insidious haunted house, or when I went through The Exorcist. Those 3 have left a stamp on me of what it's truly like to be scared inside of a haunted house. And well, those are just some houses that I believe would be phenomenal together. But now, again, I turn the question to you. What would be your dream Horrors of Blumhouse haunted house? Could it be something that was used in the past? Could it be something that's never been done before? Could it be something that's funny? Could it be something that's scary? Go ahead and let us know down below. And while you're down there, go ahead and please give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. And don't forget to subscribe if you guys already haven't done so. And like they keep saying everywhere, I will see you in the fog. Stay excellent, my dudes.